we're going to carry on here with some Erasmus card play. And they took this card here for its event. That's right, they did use it for the event. And we have a nice little reaction we want to throw down on them. We have the participants in Zoom feature. Battle Hex 1. And that gray block means it's a resource hex, and that brown block means it is a national surrender hex. The brown blocks are hexes that are required to get New Guinea, I guess, to surrender. We have headquarters units back here that are controlling it all. You can see the appropriate battles that they are supporting. And everything's going on here. We got 2 battle hexes. First one's here, which we're going to resolve first, and the blocks of the units that are supporting it. We got air unit over there in the island. Oh, I switched this one on up too. Let me get you black here better. I was using a unit from up here. I was going to use this unit because of range, but I actually get one more factor with this unit here. He'll attack at half range, but even with a 5, it beats his 4 at regular range. So there you go. You got to do all that math calculations. All right, what we got? So here's battle hex number 2. These are my little homemade battle hex markers. It kind of just helps see what's going on in the battlefield. This one here is a little bit on the worn out side already. Low quality when it comes to my homemade components, but we'll spruce her on up. Okay, this is battle hex number 2. We have a bomber all the way out here going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexes, which is its range, delivering 4 in the air naval combat procedure. All right, we also got the Enterprise going in 12 factors, and unlike this combat, this one I don't think will involve any allied ground units, so we'll have to see what happens on that. Either we eliminate their shipping, or we'll go through the rules and procedure and see what's up with it. But there you go. We got us a nice little combat going on here. Now the Japanese, again, trying to do this on the quiet, but with the EC value of 7, somebody's going to notice what's going on. Plus they have die roll modifiers and everything else. If any of my planes detect them, which is definitely realistic. And old Mark Herman's thought of everything. What else? Oh, shoot. Where was I at here? Well, so anyway, they were detected. Not only were they detected, but with this card that the Allies had, we were able to break their Japanese code and get there before they did. So they're coming into a nice little Allied ambush, which will mean we fire first on air naval combat, and whatever factors are left fire back at me. Now in ground combat, it's almost always sorry about the old thumbage here. On ground combat, it's almost simultaneous. From what I'm making of the game. That's another disclaimer I should have put down here a long time ago. This is my Empire of the Sun game. I think I'm doing everything right. I haven't had nobody ever comments, so if everybody ever sees I'm doing something wrong, let me know. But yeah, so far so good. I think we're doing it pretty good, which is a lot to be said on the first run of a game. A lot of times you do things wrong, so hopefully we're doing it all correctly. We'll be back with the first combat down here for, what is the name of that hex? We'll see here together. It is a resource hex, Vogelkop. So there you go. Now for the historians amongst you and everybody that knows a lot more of these battles, these names of all these battles are well known, and I've been watching a lot of Kings and Generals. They got a lot on the Pacific War. They really went after the Pacific War about, I don't know if it's about a year ago or a couple of years ago, but they got a great series on all this, and it gets so much more detailed. And I'll tell you what, there's another one, a PC game. You can't get it on Steam, but it is a game highly recommended if anybody is a detail freak. I think it's $79, and it's called Pacific War Admirals Edition. And I've been watching that, and oh my god! And there's guys. The guy on there is actually playing a buddy on there. So I like. Oh man, I like to play one of those games. That is even beyond this, and it might be even beyond Pacific War. I think Pacific War is pretty uh, complicated, but a lot of these have to do with keeping everybody in supply. I know that one game of mine, you have copper, aluminum, and all this, and you have to send it to the West Coast, make sure your convoys are still producing the stuff. Oh, it's crazy. It's all games all over the place, but it's all fun. And we'll be back with this combat. Let me get everything straightened out, and we'll carry on. For the air naval segment, we have this. Since it is an ambush, the old Mississippi's waiting for him. He has 15 attack factors, and that's what we have in the hex, is 15 factors. In the air, standing off a ways away, we have 5 factors. That's half because it's more than half its range. And we have 12. So we have 17 factors of air for a grand total of 32 attack factors. Now how effective that is, we'll find out with the all-important effectiveness die roll. Also, there you go. Bonus. Let's see what we get here. Looking for anything over a 9. And let me see if we get a +4 die roll modifier. Looking good, looking good. With 32 factors. How effective is it? We get a 7. And it's not a critical, so it's fine, but we get to apply 47 or 32 hits to the Japanese. We will be right back. That might take care of them all. 14 sinks him. So let me see. 14. Hold on for quick math. Alright, so 14 sinks the ship here. We got another 18 I calculated left. Oh. 12 will do that. And then flip him over. Oh. We don't have enough, I think 7 or whatever, so I think this is going to be the results of the battle. Let me make sure here is that this ship here is sunk, and this one here gets reduced, leaving infantry here for the land battle. Alright, let me see here if there's any consequence for him being there by himself. We'll be right back. Alright, before I get too ahead of myself, they get to fire back with 9 attack factors. We'll be rolling on their die for their effectiveness. If they double that, they get a real high die roll. It'll be a good shot. So they're firing with 9. That's all they got left for the air naval battle. Oh, sorry about that. 5. They get half of that. Don't even do nothing. So 9, 4.5. Won't take out none of my ships. Or my carrier. He need at least 12, so we're coming around here unscathed. His defense factor is 10. So we good. Minimal damage for U.S. forces in that battle. Let me look and see what the consequences are again for this unit, since his all his ships have been sunk. I think he's pretty well on the land, and it'll just depend on what happens with this. We might get a bonus for being the only one with a ship in the hex, but that's got a certain criteria too. We'll be right back. Alright, well there is a note down here about the amphibious assault ground units are without accompanying friendly naval units. That don't apply to us. All that right down there if you wanted to read that. We do have this, concluding amphibious assault, but it always depends on the ground combat. So the ground combat will be simultaneous. Allies will be shooting first with 9 factors. Oh, and you'll be looking for a effectiveness die roll that is high. Oh, we'll go here to the ground combat and see if there's any modifiers. Oh, ground combat procedure. Terrain effects. Yes, there is. It is a... Well, let me see. We're waiting for them. But we'll check out that. We'll check that out real quick. Let me look at these procedures real quick. We'll be right back. Well, Oh, if only. Oh, where am I at here? Here you go. If only the offensive player, and the Japanese is still the offensive player, has naval units in the battle hex after air naval combat, then the offensive player, being the Japanese, adds 2 to the die roll. I don't get to do that because I'm not. Even though I ambushed, he's still the offensive player. It's his offensive play. If after air naval combat, the offensive player is the only player with, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. We're on with our die roll modifiers. Reaction player had any lander prior to the offensive. We'll check this out. We'll be right back. All right. From what I gather, the Japanese player, still being the offensive player, has to subtract 2 from his die roll, -2. So that'll hurt him because we are in a mixed terrain feature. Reaction player gets die roll modifiers for headquarters that's in the hex. That won't apply. Both players get modifiers for their event cards. Well, here you go here. During all battles. So I don't know if there's a critical hit factor on the ground combat, but we already implemented this. Another thing I wanted you to make sure of is this card here that we're using for our event may only be played in the event if the Japanese inter-service rivalry marker is on a strategic agreement side. They both are for right now, so we're still good on that. Oh, so Japanese player. Well, no, I guess it's my turn. We'll go ahead and let us fire first. It's simultaneous with no die roll modifiers. Oh, let me make sure here. It's all good. Air naval procedure is ambush +3, so I don't see that anywhere down here. Let me make sure. Nope, that's it. All right. So we'll be rolling. See how many of our 9 attack factors. 7. It's usually pretty good. 1.5. Oh, 9. So it'll be 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hits. Ooh, yeah. Let's check that out because that's critical. You can only take 12. Be right back. All right, well, the result is 13.5. I guess we'll just make it 13 now. Do more than enough to eliminate the Japanese unit, which is great. Now they get to fire back, so we get to take care of their. Oh, effectiveness die roll with a 9, and we're not seeing anything here. Oh, that's right. They have a subtract 2 from their die roll because they are attacking us in mixed terrain. Oh. Oh, that's not good. Less than 0. 1/2. So 9 will be 5. Or 4.5. So we'll say 4. That won't do nothing to my infantry unit. So you have bad luck, schmucks. Japanese are defeated in Battle Hex 1. Be right back. All right then. All about the effectiveness die roll and the New Zealand, I guess, units was that? I can't remember. I don't think there was the Anzac, some kind of New Zealand unit, and the Mississippi battleship. Only ones left in the battle hex. Defeat for the Japanese. It just keeps on getting worse. We'll see if they can do any better here in Battle Hex 2. Got to put the destroyed units back on the order battle board. All right. Now, since there is there's the battle hex. And since there is no allied units in that battle hex, I could have brought these old boys on in by themselves. Not knowing that, though, we got a nice battleship in there. But that is it. Everyone else is attacking from afar, so I think no matter what the outcome of the battle is, the Japanese player will have a good amount of forces on New Guinea. We'll see how that goes about. We will go on with the procedure here for Battle Hex 2. There's all the participants. We'll be right back. All right. It is air naval, and the ambush segment comes on in with the Allies firing first with 5, Or rather with 12 plus 5 plus 10 plus 4 equals 31. 31 factors. And we get a air naval ambush modifier of +4 on our die roll. Not good for the Japanese in this game. Oh, 3, so that'll be a 7. And that is a 1, so we apply 31 hits to their air naval units. Ooh, they're going to take some hits on this one. Alright, let me find out what goes on here. 31 hits, and then whatever they got left over, they'll fire at us, so be right back. Alright, so the results are 14. We'll take care of the Nagato. We'll flip him on over. That leaves 17 factors left. We will, which one of these? We will take this carrier here, who's at full strength, and minus 12 of the 17. So we'll flip him over. And that will leave us 5 factors left, which we have. It won't. The 5 factors won't do nothing to nobody, so that'll be it. So the result of the air-naval battle for the Japanese is damaged and damaged. Now they're surviving units, so they can fire back. We'll find out what their factors are that they're going to fire back with. Right, be right back. Japanese firing back with 10 plus 9 plus 8 equals 27. How many of those 27s they're able to use? We are getting ready to find on out. And they don't have any die roll modifiers. We're just looking for a high number for the Japanese. 4. That gives them half. So half of 27. Ooh. 13? 14? We'll be right back. All right, 13 hits we have to apply. And it will be the Enterprise. It takes up 12 of them, leaving 1 flounder. But that is the result of the battle. Japanese still in control of the Hex, so I believe they won. We'll find out here real quick. All right, well, as it stands, we both have 27 factors in the Hex. The side with the higher total is a winner. Ooh. In case of ties, the reaction player wins, except if there are no surviving air naval units at all. There are surviving, so we win the battle. We have to find out what's going on here. If the offensive player wins, blah, 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 blah. If there are no ground units in the Hex at all, well, if there are ground units from only one side in the Hex, that side gains or maintains control of the Hex, and the battle is concluded. So that'll be what happens. We'll be right back. All right, man, a bit of a victory there for the Japanese. We'll go to post-combat movement, and that'll be it for the New Guinea battle. Suffered a defeat in Hex number 1, but they do have a foothold with some nice troops, so we'll see what they can do with that. They have a foothold now in New Guinea. Just some air and naval units there in Celebes or Solbes. It did have a nice foothold here, but now I'm down to just my carrier, which could be a problem. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at a core right there, so they do have a little bit of units there in the Dutch East Indies, but other than that, that is about it. That is the extent of it. This offensive play is done. We will go to post-combat movement. All right. Post-combat. And I decided to go ahead and put most of my units on the front line, as close to the enemy as possible. It's a good spot there. We got a nice little port and a couple cores of units, and everybody there is pretty much banged up. I think that last unit there, let me give us a little quick look, might be full strength. Nope. We got 2 carriers and a battleship that is all banged up at their new port, so we'll see what goes on with that. Oops, bad camera work. Alright, so there's where they went. Now I took the other units. Now I don't know if I did this wrong before, because it's kind of hard to see these hexes every once in a while, or these boxes, these hexes, but right here where my headquarters is well, number 1, it's unprotected, but it's just in a spot where there's a airfield on Guam. There is no port there. So I don't know if I think I might have had my naval units there. I'm not sure, but they're all here now. Everybody's here. There's a port there and an airstrip. So we got air unit, a couple ground units, and a couple naval units. And on the naval units, I think the Enterprise has just been damaged. Needs to be repaired. Lexington's still at full strength. So there you go. Oh, that's a truck. Truck is our new little big base. We should have had the headquarters there. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but that is it. It is now my turn. We will take this card here, and since we use it as an event, we remove it from play. So all the remove from play cards are over here, and it is my card play. We'll be back having a good time. The Japanese, they're doing all right. I mean, I guess there's a little light at the end of the tunnel, but it don't look good. They just have bad luck. Make sure we got everything here all set. Progress of war. We only had one of those, so we'll be back with Allied card play, turn 4.